Hey guys, I'm a Dimension Jumper, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the things that could be shown at the uh, Partners Direct that's happening tomorrow. So as of recently, as of recording and uploading this video, Nintendo has recently released, or they have recently announced a Partners Direct that's happening tomorrow, and yeah, that's kind of like I think that's kind of like them because in terms of announcements, because over the last few days or so, we have a lot of people have been speculating on when a direct has um will be released, and I think when it comes to this particular partners direct, I think for me personally, I think it will tie people over until we get like a huge direct. So like ones that could happen in like September time or October or whenever we get a main direct. And yeah, in this video, it's just going to be me talking about some of the potential games that we could be seeing within the direct that's happening tomorrow. So to things off with is Age of Imprisonment, because Age of Imprisonment is made by Koei Tecmo. I believe I'm saying this company's name's right, and they are the guys who make the Dynasty Warriors game, as well as the Hyrule Warriors games, as well as some other games based on some of it based on anime, so like Fairy Tail 1 and 2. You've also got the Attack on Titan games that they've made, and they've also made the Hyrule Warriors games, which is based on the Zelda series. So you've got the first game, which is like its own thing. Then you've got Age of Calamity, which is loosely based on Breath of the Wild. And now we're getting Age of Imprisonment later this year, which is going to be canon to Tears of the Kingdom when it comes to its story. And for Age of Imprisonment, I think we'll probably be going to get some sort of release date, maybe. I don't think we've got a release date yet. I could be wrong, but if it hasn't, I feel like we could potentially get some sort of release date later down the line, maybe in October or November time, maybe. And it'll be cool to see some more stuff in terms of what could be shown within the game, because it's not going to turn out like Age of Calamity, when with that game it has elements of what happened before the events of Breath of the Wild, but with Age of Calamity, you're just basically playing as the champions from 100 years ago, as well as the descendants as well. And with Age of Imprisonment, we're probably just going to be mainly playing as Zelda, Rauru, Sonia, the sages who took part in the battle of the Imprisoning War, maybe the sage descendants, but mainly probably as a more of a end of story type of thing, where you beat the main story and then you unlock them afterwards. Kind of like how in the first Hyrule Warriors game, if you go into the adventure mode, you can unlock other characters through the adventure maps. So it could be something like that when it comes to end of story content stuff. So yeah, and I think we could also potentially be seeing some gameplay maybe of what it looks like in terms of how different it is when compared to Age of Calamity. So yeah. So next up is it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now I think we did see a glimpse of this in the Switch 2 trailer, or one of the Switch 2 trailers, and yeah, I think this is just more of how the game runs on the Switch 2, because this console runs supposed to be like running on the same sort of level as a PS4. That's what I've heard. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong because I don't personally have the console myself. I think I said in the previous video, I'm personally waiting until the Switch 2 has a bit more games, so it'll be a lot more worth it to buy the console. And I think we could potentially see how the game for Final Fantasy VII Remake runs, and see how it's different from, or well, it's basically going to be the same thing as um as when it was first released on the PS4, and yeah, I think there could be some small changes, but not. But I think it's only going to fit the whole Switch 2 console. So like how other games, if there ever a lot of other games, like let's say Persona 5 Strikers, for example, that game is it's across multiple consoles, and the button controls in terms of how you fight enemies, that's quite different to how you might play it on the PlayStation 4, because it's very different, and it could be something similar like that with 7 Remake. So yeah. So next up is a teaser for a new Koei Tecmo game. Am I pronouncing that? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. I hope I'm saying it right. But yeah, I think with this, it's less likely because we're getting the whole Age of Calamity release later this year. So I don't think they'll just announce a new game straight away. So I think that for me personally, I think they'll wait until Age of Imprisonment is released, and then after a few months, let's say 3 to 4 months or so, they'll release a teaser for a new game that they make. And yeah, I know this is just like me hoping, but like it's a possibility, and anything could be possible at the Direct tomorrow. And if there's a series that I'd like to see being brought over into the Dynasty Warriors format, it's probably the Mario series, because I think because of how wide the Mario series has become, because you've got the main games where you've got all the platforming stuff with like the first Mario game, then you've got Odyssey, you've got the Galaxy games, and you've got all the other games in between when it comes to platforming and stuff. So I think a Dynasty Warriors type of game could work, because it could just be like a random villain teams up with Bowser to steal the Power Stars or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. If they do something like that, and it's up to Mario, Peach, Luigi, and a bunch of other Mario characters to go across the different worlds and stuff, but in the form of the Dynasty Warriors format, but with Mario stuff. So like, he could hit blocks, get the fire power up, and then just use all the different power ups to his advantage, something like that. And yeah, if they do a teaser for a new game, it could be anything. But again, I don't think Koei will make an announcement for a new game until Age of Imprisonment has been released for like a few months or so. So yeah. And finally is a look at the Lego Pokemon. Now, a while back, Nintendo announced that they were going to be releasing Lego Pokemon, and the way they did that was Pikachu's tail sort of like building itself together. And it'll be really cool to see how the Pokemon look. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing mainly the Kanto starters. I don't think Nintendo will go the full hog and just be saying like, hey, here's a whole bunch of Pokemon, have at it. I think they're just mainly going to be doing Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, and I think that's what they're going to be doing for now. And depending on how popular the Lego Pokemon are, they might release more. So like a Snorlax, an Eevee, any of Eevee's evolutions, any of the more later Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, that sort of thing. And yeah, if we do get to see more of a glimpse of this whole Lego Pokemon thing, it'd be really cool to see like how they are. Well, they'll basically be designed as the same as like the Pokemon in the games and the show and stuff, but in Lego form. So yeah, I think if we get to see a new look at the Pokemon, I think the safest bet that they probably do is doing, the Kanto starters we saw in red, blue, green, and yellow. So yeah, anything's possible. So yeah. So that's been my thoughts on what could be shown at the Partners Direct tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.